In the headlines, Labour Party threatens to occupy independent National Electoral Commission offices nationwide. Zamfara resident electoral commissioner assures safety of sensitive materials distributed across the state ahead of the March 18 governorship and state assembly elections. Gunmen attack Abuja estate, abduct 9 people. Away from Nigeria, lightning strikes kill 23 people in eastern India. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. Now the details. The leadership of Labour Party has threatened to direct its members to march to offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission nationwide if the commission does not allow its lawyers and agents inspect the bimodal voter accreditation system machines alongside other electoral materials. The party's Presidential Campaign Council chief spokesperson Tanko Yunusa revealed this in a statement on Saturday. According to him, the electoral body has decided which court orders to obey and which to disregard. Yunusa recalled that the aforesaid order of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal was duly served on INEC on the 3rd of March 2023, despite the fact that they were present and represented at the tribunal when the order was made. He noted that despite the service of the said order on INEC and a reminder letter dated the 6th day of March 2023 and delivered the same date at the INEC headquarters Abuja, the electoral umpire has continued to ignore and or disobey the valid order. He warned that the party will not fail to call its supporters to march to INEC offices nationwide in a non-violent protest which is allowed by law to express their grievance. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has threatened legal actions against the People's Democratic Party and others over unsubstantiated and libelous allegations against its chairman, Mahmood Yakubu. The Chief Press Secretary to INEC Chairman Rotimi Lawrence Oyekomi gave the warning on Friday night in Abuja. The PDP earlier on Friday at a press conference in Abuja accused Yakubu of rigging the February 25 presidential and National Assembly elections, adding that the INEC boss is also planning to rig the March 18 governorship and state assembly elections, starting with the reconfiguration of the bimodal voter accreditation system. However, Oyekomi said that the latest call by the PDP, just like it did previously for the resignation of Mahmood Yakubu as INEC chairman, is misplaced. According to him, the PDP also did not give the evidence to prove its claims that Yakubu sabotaged the uploading and transmission of results from polling units. In a similar vein, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it will appeal a court order allowing Nigerians to use their temporary voter cards to vote in the governorship and state houses of assembly elections. 2 Nigerians, Kofoworola Olusegun and Wilson Orwell, filed a suit challenging INEC's position that only a permanent voter card can be used in an election. The presiding judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, Justice Obiora Egwotu, while delivering judgment on Thursday, said that the applicants should be allowed to use their TVCs in the absence of the PVCs. Justice Egwotu stated that the order was made because the plaintiffs were duly registered and captured in INEC's database. Egwotu stated also that he held that there was no portion of the law, both the 1999 Constitution and the Electoral Act, that states that it is only PVCs that could be used, but that the law under Section 47 provided for a voter's card. The resident electoral commissioner for Zamfara State, Saidu Babura, says that the commission and relevant stakeholders have taken record of the sensitive electoral materials which the commission had distributed to the 14 local government areas of the state before the postponement of the election, and consequently directed the security agencies to secure them in the local government areas. Babura stated this while answering questions from journalists on the security of the sensitive electoral materials which have already been distributed across the state. The report.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Zamfara State had last Wednesday commenced the distribution of sensitive electoral materials to the 14 local government areas of the state ahead of the governorship and state assembly elections earlier scheduled for Saturday, 11th March. The state's resident electoral commissioner, Saidu Babura, said the materials had arrived the 14 local governments of Zamfara State before the commission announced the rescheduling of the elections to 18th March, adding that he had directed security agencies to secure the electoral materials in those local government areas.
Thank you. It is correct that the elections have been officially rescheduled now to take place on the 18th of March 2023. We are also right that yesterday, Wednesday, 8th of March, we started the process of transporting sensitive materials from the Central Bank to the Zamfara State branch. Indeed, we loaded all the materials to all the 14 local government areas of the Zamfara State. And of course, with us yesterday were the party agents, all the party agents, witness the materials, the numbers, and so on and so forth.
He revealed that the commission held meetings with the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, as well as head of security agencies and paramilitary in the state to review the presidential and National Assembly elections and strengthen preparation for the governorship and state houses of assembly elections with a view to ensuring that it builds on the successes and address the challenges faced in the last election.
For banditry and other forms of arrest throughout the last many years. In spite of that, during the presidential election, we were able to deliver. We were able to hold the elections in each and every local government, each and every actually polling unit in the Zamfara State. We had declared the results in all the constituencies. That is, in the presidential, we had declared the results, which we eventually took to Abuja and also delivered our own result.
Babura called on electorates and stakeholders to become and come out in large numbers on the 18th of March and vote for candidates of their choice, stressing that the rescheduling of the poll was beyond the Commission's control.
Now, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has accused the Katsina state government of witch hunting and threatening political office holders and civil servants ahead of the March 18 governorship and state assembly elections. The main opposition party in the state is also accusing some people of alleging that its governorship candidate has dropped his ambition to contest the forthcoming elections. The PDP made the allegations at a press briefing in Katsina. Abdullahi Amadi completes the story.
The PDP stakeholders at the briefing said they were surprised by the recent actions of the government, where some political office holders and government officials were relieved of their duties for allegedly working against the ruling party during the presidential and National Assembly elections, adding that such allegations could not be substantiated. This, the PDP says, is an act of desperation to retain power.
Workers are being intimidated, local governments are being intimidated, district head, village head, and war heads are being intimidated, being forced to ensure that they support APC. Now it has gone down to schools. School children are being intimidated. And I think the PTA, the parents in particular, should front as this, should call on the government to desist from involving their children in this kind of sin.
The opposition party bigwigs also said the claim by the ruling APC that PDP is mobilizing talks ahead of the governorship and state assembly elections is baseless. They however said if there is any plan to that effect, the APC government is to be held responsible, as its desperation to hang on to power is glaring.
Unfortunately, APC government, which was elected by mass support of the people in 2015 and also 2019, is now deeply involved in rigging, intimidation, harassment, and so on. So it is certainly unfortunate. And unfortunately, this is the home state of Mr. President. Mr. President has told the world that he is determined to conduct free, fair, and credible election. But what is happening in his state is exactly the contrary.
Both the APC and the opposition PDP have been accusing each other of planning to rig the forthcoming elections. Political observers are saying the accusations and counter-accusations are indications of more political awareness and the rise of better opposition in the state. Abdullahi Ismail, Cross Television News, Katsina.
The governorship candidate of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, Dagogo Wenike Briggs, has disassociated himself and the party from the endorsement of the PDP standard-bearer, Sim Fubara, by the chairman of the party, Omagi Mahari. Wenike Briggs, who stated this in an exclusive interview, described the action of Omagi Mahari as a show of shame, stressing that he was still in the race for the brick house and urged River State people to disregard rumors of him stepping down for any candidate. The report.
The wave of endorsements of standard bearers has been on the increase in River State after the presidential election. However, some have turned out to be true, while others are rumors. They have either soiled the name of affected candidates or pitched them against their supporters, according to the governorship candidate of YPP, Dagogo Wenike Briggs, who condemned the recent endorsement of People's Democratic Party PDP's Sim Fubara by his own party's chairman, Omagi Mahari. Wenike Briggs described Omagima's action as disgraceful, stressing that he was still in the race and will not join forces with anyone against Rivers people.
The Young Progressive Party faithfuls in River State have totally lost faith and confidence in the leadership of the YPP state chairman Omangema Idomiboye Obuhari. Due to lack of integrity, the said chairman, Mr. Omangema, joined 12 others to sell out to the PDP in the River State. This anti-party activity have very damning impact on the electoral strategies, causing great pain in the past election. I want to use this medium to appeal to the YPP faithfuls. Do not lose hope. I will not sell out whatsoever. Omangema may be lacking integrity, but I, Danagogo Wenike Briggs, and the Wenike Briggs campaign organization are still in the race to bring light to Rivers people and to bet the River State off our dream.
He urged party faithful to remain calm, stressing that the disciplinary hammer of the National Secretariat will come down hard on Omagi Mahari.
More so, according to the YPP national body, the disciplinary sledgehammer of the party will definitely fall on him for this indiscretion and sabotage to serve as a deterrent to others. Our party will further conclude on actions for the progress of the party.
The YPP governorship candidate further appealed to Rivers people not to be dismayed by the fallout of the presidential election, but come out en masse and exercise their franchise on March 18th.
No fewer than 9 residents have been kidnapped by gunmen at the Grow Homes estate along Kuchibi in the Kubwa area of the Federal Capital Territory. The gunmen, numbering about 20, were said to have stormed the estate around 11:30 p.m. on Friday. A resident of the community, who identified himself simply as Hassan, said that the victims were captured from 2 separate apartments in the estate. He added that the incident had caused panic in the community. The spokesperson for the police in Abuja, Josephine Ade, who confirmed the incident, added that the police and the estate security are combing the bushes in the area to ensure the victims are rescued. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the February 25 election, Atiku Abubakar, has condemned Friday's killing of dozens of fishermen in Mugdolo village in Gamborungala local government area of Borno State. Insurgents suspected to be either members of Boko Haram or the Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP, on Friday swooped on the farmers around the Lake Chad region. In a condolence message on Saturday, the former vice president said that no amount of grievances will justify the attack. Describing the killings as reprehensible, Atiku said that he was more pained by the deaths because the victims were innocent citizens seeking their daily bread when their killers descended on them. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at need for women to be empowered educationally. Details of this and more after the break.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at the top stories. Labour Party threatens to occupy Independent National Electoral Commission offices nationwide. Zamfara resident electoral commissioner assures safety of sensitive materials distributed across the state ahead of the March 18 governorship and state assembly election. The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has sacked the commissioner for labor and productivity, Fort Ozumba. The commissioner for information, Declan Emelumba, in a statement on Saturday said that the removal is with immediate effect. The governor is said to have directed Ozumba to hand over all necessary documents to the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Labor and Productivity immediately. No reason was given for the sack, but some sources says it may not be unconnected with the ongoing impasse between the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, led by Joe Ajero, and the Imo State government. Two 20-feet containers on Saturday morning fell along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, Lagos State. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority confirmed the report in a statement posted on its Twitter page. LASMA noted that personnel were on the ground managing the situation while effort was on to get the impediment off the road. Containers falling on Lagos roads have been rampant in the recent times, with some situations claiming lives and causing serious traffic. Earlier on Friday, a 40-foot container fell in the Agho Palace way area of the state. Now, this incident was the fifth of containers that fell in different parts of the state on Friday. The Deputy President, ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, Justice Dupe Atoki, says that women need to be empowered educationally in order for them to stop being marginalized. Atoki, who said this at the Women's Forum of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice International Women's Day celebration in Abuja, added that she believed that women would rise gradually with determination and constant support. In his goodwill message, the Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission, Anthony Ojukwu, said that the Commission celebrates the resilience and strength exhibited by women. Ojukwu also said that the Commission welcomed the emergence of technology, innovation and education in the digital age as a motivation for achieving gender equality and empowerment of women and girls. The Vice President, ECOWAS Parliament, Amazon, Mary Rose Oduche, said that technology had come to stay with the digitalization of all transaction processes.
The women will continue to be marginalized in every innovation if we do not begin to empower them educationally. Because that's the bedrock. You need to be educated to be able to use technology, to be able to use digital process. There's no doubt about that. Today is a day in which we recognize again the vulnerability of women and what we can do ourselves to help ourselves in educating women, in supporting women, in encouraging government to set up educational systems.
Technological innovation and education have the potential to help bridge the gender gap in the society. Thus, the use of technology can increase access to quality education for women by providing online educational resources and tools. Hence, the growth in information technology sector in the country is still dominated by men, with a few women participating in the sector. It need be emphasized that increasing women participation in technology sector is one of the surest ways of taking women out of economic disempowerment and strike the right balance between men and women in the technology sector and for income equality.
This you can see in banks, libraries, meetings, trainings, and even our courts, etc. This means that everyone, irrespective of gender, is expected to be part of the flow. So, let us accelerate equality as women by looking inwards.
To the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice.
And in business news, the Naira on Friday lost to the dollar as it exchanged at 461.50 at the investors and exporters window. The rate represented a decrease of 0.11% compared to the 461 Naira for which it exchanged to the dollar on Thursday. Now, the open indicative rate closed at 461.50 Naira to the dollar on Friday. An exchange rate of 462 Naira to the dollar was the highest rate recorded within the day's trading before it settled at 461 Naira. The Naira sold for as low as 446 Naira to the dollar within the day's trading, while the total of $82.56 million was traded at the official investors and exporters window. Away from Nigeria, at least 23 people were killed in lightning strikes during monsoon storms in eastern India, officials said on Saturday. The deaths in Bihar state occurred during fierce weather between Wednesday and Friday, with victims farmers and laborers. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar expressed his condolences over the deaths and pledged compensation for the families of victims. 11 people were killed across several parts of the state on Friday, in addition to the 13 who died over the preceding 2 days, according to a toll published by Bihar's Disaster Management Authority. More heavy rains and lightning are forecast for parts of the state on Monday. And in sports news, 3 people suspected of manipulating football matches in Kenyan leagues have been arrested in an investigation of a suspected match-fixing syndicate. The Football Kenyan Federation disclosed this in a statement on Saturday. The arrest comes as Kenya's leagues face greater scrutiny over match-fixing and player corruption in competitions sanctioned by the FKF. According to FKF chief Barry Otieno, 1 Kenyan and 2 foreigners were arrested for being involved in issuing bribes and match-fixing. Otieno said that the Federation was committed to ensuring the integrity of the sport and was working with local and international security agencies to prosecute the individuals. And that's it for the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.